Hello, everybody. It is your boy, the Tatumeister, and a happy Thanksgiving. I'm making this video in response to my friend Ezra, but I'm also making it for multiple reasons. Because a lot of people seem to say, "Oh, Tate, you like too many movies. You like too many movies." Well, you know what? I'm about to prove you wrong. There are 5 movies I'm going to talk about today. My top 5 movies that everybody else loves, but I seem to hate. Now, look, that doesn't mean these movies are bad. That doesn't mean I'm a hater. That doesn't mean this is just my opinions. So, you might love these 5 movies I'm about to list, but that doesn't mean I do. I'm just trying to make this to prove a point that Ezra, I don't like every single movie. And this video is proof of that. Granted, there's only going to be one old movie I'm talking about here. The other 4 movies are more modern that have been made after 2000. But nonetheless, they're pretty popular and a lot of people like them for some weird reason. I don't know why, but if you guys have watched some of my old movie reviews, by the way, before I start this video, I want to talk about what happened to the movie reviews and the reactions tape. Well, they're gonna come back. I'm bringing them back next month for December, but for right now, I just haven't had the inspiration to do those because 1, there's nothing to react to really, and 2, movie reviews don't get any views, so it's kind of the reason I haven't done them. But this next month, December, I'm gonna do more of them. So as a Christmas present for you guys. So without further ado, let's talk about the top 5 movies that everybody else loves, but I really hate. So what's number 5? I'm about to tell you. I don't think Blue Velvet's a terrible movie. It's just David Lynch's. I feel like this is his least best movie. And why? Because I feel like David Lynch was trying to be like Stanley Kubrick with this movie, and well, he epically failed. Look, I get why people like this movie a lot. Blue Velvet is a classic. It's regarded as some people regard it as one of the best movies of all time. But me personally, I just can't get into it. I watched this movie once, and I'm probably never going to watch it again because I'm just like, what the fuck? And it's not the good what the fuck like Clockwork Orange was. See, Stanley Kubrick has something to him. David Lynch was trying to be like That's the problem. David Lynch was trying to be too much like Stanley Kubrick in this movie, and it just came off to me as, why? Why did we need this? At least Clockwork Orange had a message and a plot and something to it. What? This has nothing to it. This is just a dumb, random ass romance movie that I just don't understand. Like, I can't understand this movie. What is the point? There is no point to Blue Velvet. That's the problem. I know people are going to hate me for this. Oh, Tate, why do you hate Blue Velvet? Look, for me personally, maybe to you, you guys might love it. But to me personally, I think it's one of the worst movies because it just doesn't make any freaking sense. So let's move on to number 4. Coming in at number 4 is Mission Impossible Fallout. Look, this is the only movie I'm going to be talking about that came out this year. All the other movies that came out before this year. I know, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this video for hating on Mission Impossible Fallout, but I just got to say, guys, this might be one of the most overrated films I've ever seen. This is ridiculous. It has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, and every critic and every review I've seen has said it's one of the best movies ever made. I'm like, why? Why did you say that? It's copy and paste, guys. I know this is pretty much. I'm surprised Nostalgia Critic hasn't gotten on most of these movies. Now he has gotten on a couple of them, but I feel like this is more copy and paste than Transformers. Like, for some reason, people keep going back to these. It's Mission Impossible and Transformers are one thing in common. It's almost the same thing every time. But this is worse than Transformers because I was really hyped for this movie. It had 97% Rotten Tomatoes. I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this is going to be the best Mission Impossible movie ever. It's the same thing. Legit the same thing. In fact, for Mission Impossible 7, I'm just going to predict everything that's going to happen in it because at this point, there's nothing special to them anymore. Maybe when the first 4 came out, yeah, they were special. Rogue Nation was cool, I guess. I don't know. But personally, guys, I think Fallout might be my least favorite because of how overhyped it was. It was advertised as crap. Everybody was saying it was the best Mission Impossible movie. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, maybe they're right. No, it's not. In my opinion, the best ones are the first one and the third one, and I guess the fourth one's okay. It's got Brad Bird, but I don't know, guys. Mission Impossible has lost its charm. It's just gotten out of hand, guys. I don't know. Fallout is just not as good as people say it is, and hate on me if you will. I'm just not a big fan of Mission Impossible Fallout. And I don't think I ever will be, because it's just the same thing every time. Oh, they're gonna stop at the exact same second when the bomb goes off. Oh, and Tom Cruise is gonna do some fight scenes, and then and it's not Tom Cruise's fault. Tom Cruise is a good actor. He just can't, when he produces the movies, it's like he just puts his own thing into it, and it's just annoying. But enough about this. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3, Beauty and the Beast. The new one, the remake. Now, I was going to put Cinderella, the animated and live action one on here, but I decided, yeah, well, those are kind of grew on me. I like Cinderella now. It's a little, I like it than I used to, but I still don't think it's that great. But the Beauty and the Beast remake, on the other hand, well, at least Nostalgia Critic agrees me on me here. I watched this movie, and by the end, I'm just like, what? Like, this is by far one of the worst remakes I have ever seen. It is just retardation. Why did it make $1 billion? I don't know. Why did the critics like it so much? I don't know. But there was so many bad decisions with this movie. It was like, a Nostalgia Critic just confirmed my thoughts. It was just like, why? Why does this exist? I don't know. Did we really need this? Not really. We didn't. And yeah, there's only a couple redeemable qualities of this film. One is Dan Stevens as the Beast. He's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Luke Evans does a pretty good job as Gaston. Granted, he kind of acts stupidly goofy, so it kind of takes away from it. But by far, I think the worst part about this movie is, I hate to say it, Emma Watson as Belle. This is by far, I don't understand how anybody can like this movie. Emma Watson just, what the hell, Emma Watson? Like, why? Just why? I thought it was good when she got casted, but when I saw the actual movie, I'm just like, okay, I regret everything. Why did she cast it? Why is she singing? Why? Just why? I don't even want to get into it, guys. Emma Watson, I love you, but you made a huge mistake by playing Belle, because you made me want to shoot myself. So let's go on to number 2. Number 2, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Alright, so if you guys have remembered watching my Marvel ranked videos, which I made 2 of them now, all Marvel movies ranked from best to worst, you know by now that the worst ranked one is Avengers: Age of Ultron. It is my least favorite Marvel movie, possibly my least favorite superhero movie, and by far, look, I just will say one positive thing about Age of Ultron. When I went to go see it in the theater, I thought it was pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it. It was cool. But the more I thought about it, the time I rewatched it, I'm just like, this is horrible. Like, what? Look, the action sequences are great. The special effects are good. The characters and acting, pretty good. But the direction, the writing, everything else, cinematography, the pacing, horrible. Just horrible. Okay. First off, let's get the obvious out of the way. Quicksilver is supposed to be faster than a bullet. In X-Men, you see him literally grab bullets out of the air. But in this movie, no. He just gets shot by a gun. He's dead. What? Okay. Really? Also, Ultron, James Spader, it's not his fault. He did a good job acting. But the portrayal of Ultron, the writing of Ultron, he's not supposed to be funny. He's supposed to be a killer robot trying to kill people. But in this movie, no. Ultron's not like that. He's just a goofball, like Iron Man. Okay. Also, Iron Man making Ultron doesn't make any sense either, because in the comics, Ant-Man makes Ultron. Hank Pym, not freaking Iron Man. Who decided to do that? I don't know. Why didn't you wait until after Ant-Man to make this movie? I don't know. But it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Like, that's what they should have done. This movie would have been better if they didn't have Joss Whedon as the director and they had Ant-Man before this movie. It would have been better. But no, let's just make it anyway. And the trailer was misleading as hell because the movie wasn't dark at all. It was just like copy and paste. They took the first Avengers and put this into this one. And it's stupid. It's stupider than the first one. The first one was original. This one isn't. And that's the main complaint. I know people are going to hate me for hating on Age of Ultron, but it's terrible. I'm sorry. It's terrible. I just can't rewatch it. It's terrible. It's the worst Marvel movie and possibly the worst superhero movie. I just hate it. I can't watch it. And I'm glad Infinity War exists because this movie sucks. Infinity War is amazing. This movie is horrible. I don't like Age of Ultron one bit. It's horrible. So it has a couple good moments. I'll give it that. But the whole movie itself, it's horrible. So you're probably wondering, what movie do I hate more that is more popular than this? What is my number one most hated movie that everybody else loves? What is the one that's going to get people to hate me for hating it? What is the one, you might ask? All right. When I tell you my number one, please just hear me out. Don't be getting your pitchforks and guns ready to shoot me. My number one most hated movie that everybody else loves. Get ready. Blade Runner 2049. Blade Runner 2049. God bless my soul. You know, I kind of just want to summarize my hate for this movie because, you know, I'm going to make a whole video about this movie, actually, because I know I'm probably going to get a lot of dislikes for this, ain't I? Look, just hear me out. Just hear me out. Don't get your torches and pitchforks. Hold on a sec. I'm going to explain, just summarize a bit. Look, this movie is not the worst movie of all time. This movie is not even a really bad movie. It's just, for me, I just really just don't understand why everybody says this is the best sequel of all time, it's one of the best movies of all time, and it's amazing. I don't know why people say that, because when I watched this movie in the theater, I was supremely disappointed. Like, supremely. And then the days went by, and then the month went by, and then it synced in my head. This movie is so bad. Like, what the frick? Look, before I get in my negatives, which I'm only going to talk about a few, because I'm going to make a whole separate video about my hate for Blade Runner 2049, but here are the positives of Blade 2049. Harrison Ford was great. The cinematography by Roger Deakins, amazing. The special effects, amazing. But everything else, far from amazing, my friends. This is by far one of the worst sequels of all time. If not, this is my opinion. Maybe you think it's one of the best. But as a movie itself, it's okay. It's okay to watch, I guess. But as a sequel to the first Blade Runner, it is a disgrace. I'm sorry. Why is this a sequel? Okay, I think the biggest complaint I have with this movie is that Harrison Ford, the main character, the reason I love the first Blade Runner so much, actually there's two main reasons. One, Harrison Ford is not in the movie until the very last scenes. This movie is 2 hours or something long, 30 minutes long. And where does Harrison Ford show up? The last 20 minutes of the movie. I guess that's a spoiler, but yeah. For people that want to watch this movie for Harrison Ford, you're not gonna get him. He ain't in it until the last part. That was number one reason. Number two reason, Ridley Scott isn't directing it. It's Dennis Villeneuve, whatever his name is, who did Arrival, which I also hate. But this one is worse than Arrival. It's worse. I didn't even think that was possible. But it is. And Ryan Gosling cannot carry the movie. His performance in this movie is ridiculous. The only good parts was when he's yelling, but the most of the movie he's quiet. He doesn't say anything. Hardly. And when he does, it's bullcrap. So, because the writing is so terrible. I just don't understand what went wrong, guys. I really don't. It's just, I don't know. There's scenes in this movie that are not necessary. The scenery is gorgeous. It's a nice universe. But that's all I'm going to say, guys. I don't want to talk more about it. I'm just going to make a whole rant video about my hatred towards Blade Runner 2049 because it is just amazing to me that people find this movie so amazing. I'm just sitting here like, have you watched the first Blade Runner? Have you? Do you know how good a director Ridley Scott is? Do you know how good an actor Harrison Ford is? Because obviously you don't give a shit. You just want to watch this bullcrap. Okay. Whatever. But I'm going to go watch the original, which is a billion times freaking better. So, thank you all for watching. And now you see that I don't agree with everybody. There's movies that I like that people don't like, and there's movies that I hate that people love for some weird reason. But there you go. And that's the next video I'm going to make later, is top 5 movies that I love that everybody else hates. So thank you all for watching. And for the Blade Runner 2049 lovers, yeah, good luck to you, because I don't know what's wrong with you. I think you need to go to the mental institution. I'm sorry. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.